But
let's talk about it.
Let's start off. John.
Jason?
Sorry, I was looking at something else, and then it just pulled me off. John Michael Schmitz.
You've mispronounced names, but
that's egregious.
Have you not seen the name John before?
Jason. It says Jason Michael. No.
This is basically John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
I was looking at another draft guide.
This is close to John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
No ties.
Oh, Lakers losing.
And
Thank Orioles. My man. Orioles contributed some channel points to vote for that. What's up, Milwaukee's? Bucks winning the title. I mean, they have a good shot, but
yeah.
Do I think
Didn't see that coming from Milwaukee's?
No, not quite.
I mean, yeah, they got a great shot. They very, very, very well could.
Yeah.
All right, Milwaukee's. Give me the field. You can have Milwaukee. Heads up. See what happens.
So John Michael Schmitz, center, Minnesota, and he is, one of the only centers we have on this list. So I think he is the only center we have on this list.
He absolutely is the only center.
So,
and quite frankly, Chris, I don't even know if he's the 8th best offensive lineman, but I felt like we needed a center on this list.
So we slid him in here. Just slid him on into the mix. Yeah, exactly. He's a solid center for Minnesota. He was solid during the Senior Bowl. Big center, has length, weight, point of attack, enters his senior year, 23 career starts. So he is quick. He's athletic. Scotty, what else do you want to say about him as far as contributing right off the bat? Is he a guy that can be like that guy?
I mean, if you're drafting a center in the top 3 rounds, that's a guy that needs to start right away.
He's projected right now at 2 to 3,
right?
Second or third round.
Played at Minnesota, which has been very, very prolific as far as offensive linemen in the league in general. A lot of guys there. First team All-American in college football this year out of Minnesota. Very good footwork, very good short area quickness. Is he like a dominant center in the sense like he's a blue chip prospect? No. And center's not generally someone you're taking in the top 20 picks of any draft. Like, this could be the greatest center of all time, and it's just not necessarily a position you're taking in the top 20 of any draft. So he's probably going late second, third, like we talked about. He's a plug and play guy. He's going to be solid for you. Like, you're going to feel good about your center spot if you draft this guy. He is on the older side, Chris. He's going to be 24 years old. And listen, I'm older than that because I remember Ubaldo playing for the Rockies. But he's a little older for a rookie. But honestly, like, he's going to be a really, really solid player. Is he going to be a first-team All-Pro? Probably not. But he's a plug-and-play, solid person that you can put in at center if you don't have a guy and feel good about it.
Yeah. So there you go. The only center we have on the board. Let's see in the chat. Let's see. QO Canada to eliminate the Leafs. New poll. Let's see what we have. What do you want to see Thursday baseball show? Yeah, we got 5 on the Thursday baseball show. Okay. All right. People loving some baseball talk. Love it.
No one said, ooh, why?
No.
I don't know if all of those were just different, like, different, what's it called? Like burner accounts from
Burner. Yeah. Maybe Rex got like 3 or 4
all
accounts.
5 votes are Rex, just like, yeah.
No, don't. Cooper Rush the Mod isn't here. I mean, what?
The same. DeJuan Jones coming in at number 7. Offensive tackle, Ohio State, 6'8", 374, 5'35", 40. Orlando Brown is the comp here, and he is a massive human being. He's projected to go in rounds 2 or 3 potentially. He started at right tackle for the Buckeyes. He got off to a solid start. Played well in 2022. Jones is he's only a right tackle, right? He's not going to be anything else. That's kind of what his bread and butter is. But I mean, he's a massive, towering frame, broad shoulders, wingspan of just a monster. He's a former 2-star athlete when he also got several D1 offers in basketball. That's a heavy basketball. I mean, he probably put on weight for football, obviously, but I mean, he must have been carrying some weight if he was getting. I don't know what he was playing, and for D1 offers in basketball. But either way, he's an athlete. He's very, very good. He's got some shades of Orlando Brown. He's a monster, Scotty.
Yeah. Amanda Lorian likes this guy, Cuban Benny, the next Zion, which is funny. Listen, played right tackle for Ohio State, and we're gonna have spoiler alert. I don't think if anyone's researched the draft will know this is we're gonna have both tackles from Ohio State on this top 8. Another guy, their left tackle a little higher, but DeJuan Jones is the biggest guy by far we have on this list. 6'8", 374. I love that we do 40s for every position. I'm not sure it matters for
offensive lineman,
especially like a tackle, maybe like a guard that has to pull and do some of that and get downfield a little more. And not that offensive tackles don't ever do that, but like this guy's not going to be asked to do that. The thing about him is he's going to be. It's very scheme specific. There are some teams that like to move their offensive lineman a little more, or don't want to get around the edge where like this guy is not going to be the fit. So he's like eliminated from almost half the teams in the league right off the bat. So that might drop him a little bit. But listen, he was productive. He gave up in 2022 at Ohio State, Chris. He gave up 0 sacks, 0 QB hits.
Yep.
On 419 pass block snaps. I mean, it's
insane.
That's about as good as you could do, I think. 0 and 0 is pretty good.
Batting 1,000 there,
And obviously in the run game, he's not a liability. I mean, with that size, he's going to mow over people. He's got the power. He finishes. He'll pancake a dude if the situation presents itself. Obviously, the weaknesses are like, listen, when you're that big, you're probably a little more slow-footed. You're not necessarily agile, where if like once you're beat, you're probably beat. You can't recover quite as quickly, but you're just a wide body, kind of like Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown has some good tape and does some great things, and obviously won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs and now got signed with the Bengals and is having a great career. But he does it from the left side. Maybe he'd be better from the right. I think DeJuan Jones will be a great right tackle. Just no one should ever try and move him to the left side. Yeah.
I mean, he's very specialized in that, which is again what makes him very, very unique in this one. But he reminds me of that player Finch from the 1986 football movie Wildcats, starring Goldie Hawn when she was a lady football coach.
Oh my goodness, who said that?
That was Mandalorian.
So wait, hold on, Mandalorian. How do you remember? That movie from 86, which I remember as well. But then they're like, I remember growing up with Ubaldo, who played in like his first season with the Rockies was like in 07.
I mean, she can remember movies from beforehand.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe.
But like for one of my classes, I saw like really old, like fucking black and white movies.
She said her parents have VHS tapes, so yeah, it makes sense. There you go. You like to watch the old school movies.
I have VHS. Do people not have VHS anymore?
I did, but yeah, no. I don't think anyone's had VHS tapes for like a decade.
Same measurements as my
Rec still does. Or at Rec, you still do a lot of DVDs though, right?
No, that would require me to watch things.
You don't watch anything.
I don't know what that means.
That means I don't watch TV or movies or shit anymore.
What? What do you watch? Just us?
Sports.
This is it?
Us, yeah, us and sports.
Twitch. I play a lot of games.
Okay, there you go. See,
what's your favorite game to play?
Yeah.
And don't say like the show, because.
Now again, I normally play like free or cheap games on Steam.
Oh, free or cheap games. Got it.
And like lately I've been playing Shell Shock.
No idea what that is.
I regret asking because I
now we're going down a wormhole.
I don't even know the words that are coming out of your mouth. Right?
Yeah. Also, Scott, you still need to play Minecraft.
No
Uh,
chance.
Yes.
Cuban, Wreck is mayor of that town in Footloose.
Hello.
I don't ban things. I'm just not into it.
uh,
I don't have time to play a silly game like Minecraft.
If you have time to do this, yes, you do.
No, I don't even have time for this. I get yelled at for doing this quite often.
Scotty, I'm amazed at your selection of sports movies. I remember when you said you like Hoop Dreams and now Wildcats. You were okay in my book.
That's all I've been looking for.
It's hey,
I just want to
we're
be
there.
okay with you.
All right.
Thank you.
So here we go. DeJuan Jones,
Avs
number
won.
7.
Avs won.
Woo! Let's go,
Go!
Avs, baby. Let's
Back
go.
to back. We're gonna have a Nuggets title and an Avs title, and it's all just gonna come
All back to
pouring
back
down on the
to
stream.
back.
And then people will be joining us, and we'll just rain down subs and follows and all of the things, Chris.
Although, did you hear the reigning Norris Trophy winners out with injury? Oh, and by the way, Cam McCarr is too.
Everyone knows who the real reigning Norris Trophy winner is. Okay.
Exactly, Chelsea.
He plays for the team that swept the supposed Norris Trophy winner of last year.
Yeah, the team that swept the team with the third string goalie.
Yeah, that was the only issue in that sweep.
Yeah, you're right. Coaching was also a major issue.
The goaltending for the Avs was just terrific.
Yeah, coaching was also a big issue. You're right.
You know damn well you would trade for Cale Makar over your Norris winner in a second.
100%.
No.
Yeah, you would. And if you haven't, you should
100%.
be
I guess the
ban wreck
main,
again. Ban wreck again.
Bam.
I'd say, well, the main thing is
Well, now you're
what's
back.
McCarr's age and salary cap hit?
He's
That's a big
younger.
design.
He's younger and he's on his like rookie deal. Like he doesn't have a huge salary cap right now. He's cheaper and younger.
Hasn't
So,
gotten paid yet? I thought some get paid recently.
He might have got paid, but like it's a friendly deal.
Well,
see.
while you guys are looking at that, I'm going to be talking about Anton Harrison here. Offensive tackle, Oklahoma, number 6 on our list on offensive linemen in this year's NFL draft. 6'4", 315, 4.98 40. Taylor Decker is the player comp. And this is an interesting one because he is very quick, very athletic, good size. But a lot of people say that he's maybe not tough and physical enough. There's some rumors around various teams that have considered him a second day guy, and they would not take him in the first round, which is, kind of saying something here. But he's good enough to go on day 2 in the NFL draft. He could go anywhere from rounds 1 to 3, but a lot of people say, yeah, he's going to most likely land on day 2. He has a lot of improvement, but still very, very impressive, when it comes to his size and athleticism and quickness. So he has some of those intangibles. Scotty, do you think this guy is going to be, living up to those critiques, or is he going to be better than what people are saying?
What did they say, Chris? Say that again.
So
They said what about my guy?
about your guy, so you
He's
do love
not.
him.
Yeah, well, he's not my favorite guy, but I like this guy.
He's got a lot of people say he has potential. He's quick, athletic, has good size, but they're saying he's maybe not as tough, and maybe not as physical. He's too finesse, is what a lot of people are saying. They want him to improve in the physicality and the toughness, but he's got the ability to go draft on day 2 of the draft.
Cool. Those people that are like he's not tough enough can go be a head coach of a team and just run the ball every play because that's what wins Super Bowls. That's why the Chiefs have won Super Bowls because they're just so good at and they're tough and running the ball. Shut up. This guy, listen, the one question I have with this guy is like Oklahoma does really quick. They get the ball out quick. They do short sets. They don't ask their offensive linemen necessarily to like block for a long extended amount of time. So like it's hard to see on tape him, dominating players for a long extended amount of time because Oklahoma's offense is just predicated on timing, get it out quick. It's short sets. I might be able to block on some possession, some plays, for Oklahoma and succeed. Maybe one play, and then
Just one.
I'd injure myself, but we get the ball out, Chris, because I put my body on the line for him. That's the question mark. Is like it's hard to see it all on tape, but at the same time, you do see it on tape. Guy's athletic, big, has everything you want, smart, savvy. The power maybe isn't there. Is he going to be like super powerful in the run game? No, if that's what you're looking for. But for a team that understands that pass blocking with a left tackle is far more important than a run blocker, I think he gets targeted, and I think he goes second round.
Second round.
Could sneak in for late first, but I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if he goes first.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I think I like guys like this. I like guys like this because a lot of people say and categorize them in certain ways that, obviously we're not there. Obviously, we're not evaluating these guys firsthand, but you hear like what the people are saying in like the different, sessions that they watch and play, or like they watch the game tape. And then they end up being like really good players. And it's like, what were all those reports? What were all those scouts saying about this guy? So I'm curious. I love guys like this, though. It just brings up the value. And if they drop a little bit further, you get a really solid player. Honestly. Was Anton Harrison there when Lincoln Riley was the coach at OU? Asks Savannah Lordy.
Was Anson when? Yeah. I mean, he's only been gone for a year.
Yeah,
so,
I think it's I would
he was definitely there.
think
I think he
so.
played his whole career at Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken. So, and he played as a freshman, and then played the last 2 years as a starter. So, yeah, he played with Lincoln Riley. But I mean, while the offense was definitely different, it was still, for the most part, get the ball out pretty quick. His biggest issue is he's too upright, and he lacks power in the run game. But give me that guy, and I would take him as the left tackle of the Chiefs tomorrow, and feel like we could win a Super Bowl with him. How about that?
Win a few games. Next up, we have offensive guard out of Florida, Osiris Torrance, 6'5", 330, 5'3", 140. Landon Dickerson is the player comp here. We have him in at number 5. Scotty, he's projected to go potentially in the second, third round, depending on how the draft pans out. But he was a beast in the ground game. I mean, he looks like a fit at right guard. However, he needs to get in better shape. I think a lot of people were kind of questioning that over some of the tryouts and some of the things that they've been seeing from him. But some people are saying his body's not exactly as up to speed as they want it to be. But 3-year starter at Louisiana Lafayette, but after last season transferred to Florida. So, that's why you see him here, and he's decent player there for the Gators. So, Scotty, what do you think? Where does Osiris Torrance land for you?
I mean, he's a second round guy to me. Listen, I'm not a guy that I think guards are really important, but I would never as a GM take a guard in the first round unless he's like career altering. Like he's like one of the best guards. Like he's a can't miss, Hall of Famer at guard. Just guards, like there are a lot of guards that are serviceable that, obviously they play in the middle of the line. They can be covered up a little bit by your tackles. They're important, but I wouldn't value him as a number 1 pick, a first round pick. He's a second round guy to me at the earliest. I'd be shocked if he goes first round. And I think that would be a terrible pick, but I like him. I mean, as a guard, 6'5", 330, big dude. Landon Dickerson, kind of center guard, out of Alabama a couple years back. Everyone loved him, his personality. This guy, mauler as a run blocker. Run blocker, he's going to run over you. He's a mauler. He's a physical blocker in the pass game. He can combo. He has awareness. He can detect different things. He's debatably the top guard in this draft. It depends on one other guy we're going to talk about. Some teams value as a tackle. Some say he should just play at guard, and he'd be one of the guards we're talking about. Like that could be a Hall of Fame guard. So outside of him, this is the best guard you can get in the draft. I still think it's a second rounder, but he's going to be another plug and play guy that's going to be really, really solid from the get go for you.
There you go. Osiris Torrance, Florida guard. Give this guy to Andy Heck, and he'll coach him up.
Good old Andy Heck, Chris.
Andy. I want to draft Torrance before we sign 2 guards, says Rec. You would feel that way about the Chiefs, even if they had Denver's draft picks.
Wow, we don't have Denver's draft picks. We won a Super Bowl and have way better draft picks than Denver. By the way, Chris, Andy Heck is the O-line coach for your Kansas City Chiefs.
There you go. Number 4, Broderick Jones, offensive tackle, Georgia, 6'5", 311, 4.97 40. You got a Dwayne Brown comp. He is number 4 on our list. Started left tackle for the Bulldogs. Productive 2022 season. A solid tackle. He might be better fit at guard in the NFL potentially, but he's short, athletic. He has a lot of upside. Raw. He is pro-ready frame. Short area quickness is kind of one of the positive aspects of his game. But Scotty, this one's we're starting to get into the big boys here. They're starting to get into the players that are going to change some things for some teams. What are your thoughts on Broderick Jones?
We have him at 4. There's more than one projections out there that have him as the first tackle taken off the board. And that certainly could happen. I think now we're getting to these next 4 are the cream of the crop in my mind. Most have him certainly top 3. I value someone that we're going to talk about soon probably a lot more than others, and I think the NFL does too. I think the NFL is with me on that, but Broderick Jones, lots of perfect, well built, 6'5", 311, dominated at Georgia. I mean, he redshirted his freshman, started 15 games last year. Spam it in the chat. Chris is going to go do a code yellow as I get in talking about Broderick Jones here. Spam code yellow. There you go, Rec. What else do we have? Listen, Jones is athletic. He's able to move a lot. He's got a big frame. There's upside there. He's weirdly, he's kind of raw, which you wouldn't necessarily expect out of Georgia. But, for years, when you go to Georgia, you play behind guys. He redshirted. Then he didn't get immediate snaps his year after that. So it took him time because you're at Georgia. You're at one of the top programs in the country that have elite left tackles in front of you year in and year out. So he's raw. His upside is he could be the best tackle or offensive lineman coming out of this draft and could be an all-pro very, very soon. It's just going to take a little more time. He's more raw than some of these guys we're going to talk in front of him, but there's a lot to like about Broderick Jones. He's got everything you want. You just don't know. You haven't seen enough on tape. And as with any Georgia player, you kind of question, is it system? Is it him? Georgia players are dominant in the NFL, don't get me wrong, but even Andrew Thomas, who was a surefire top 10 pick a couple of years ago that went to the Giants out of Georgia, took a couple years to kind of figure things out, and he was more pro ready than this guy. So he's a little raw, but outside of that, everything on paper is this guy can dominate the league and be a franchise left tackle for an elite football team in the NFL.
There you have it. Broderick Jones, number 4 on the list. Next up, we have Darnell Wright, offensive tackle, Tennessee. 6'5", 333, 5, almost 5 flat, 40. DJ Fluker is the player comp. Rec, your boy right here, big orange season. We've covered a lot of Tennessee players in this. Across the board. from all sorts of positions. But here we go. Offensive tackle, Tennessee, projected either first or second round at the worst. He's starting right tackle in 2022 for Tennessee. Had an excellent season, not allowing a sack of quarterback Hendon Hooker. Right, has a good size, has some strength, and is a decent run blocker. I think that's a big aspect of his game that was really strong for him. At the Senior Bowl, he did well in the pass rushing and won one-on-ones, looked pro ready across the board. So I think that there's a lot to look forward to there. But Scotty, what do you think about old Darnell Wright and what he can contribute to a team?
This is the guy I'm higher on than most, at least NFL draft pundits out there. I think a lot of people look at him as a late first, early to mid second type of pick, and he is a right tackle. I think he plays right tackle. He did at Tennessee. He should stay on the right side. But everyone's like left tackle is more important, and I'm like, I think both are important in this day. The NFL has graduated to like, yes, you have your blind side behind you, but you need the guy on the right side to run behind. You need listen, protection is important in every asset of your offensive line, and both tackles especially. So, and some of the elite guys in the league come off against that right tackle. So you need a guy that can hold up there. He's huge, Chris. 6'5", 333, monster of a person. That's why I comp him to DJ Fluker. His question mark is his athleticism, and I'm not sure that's fair. On tape, you see a guy that's like, a lot of people question athleticism, and I think he's more athletic than people give him credit for. I think this guy will end up being the best right tackle out of this draft. I think he's a plug and play right tackle. He will dominate immediately. He's big, he's strong, he's powerful, he helps in the run game, and he's athletic enough in the pass game where he will hold people back and be able to get off and reach blocks, if there's a speed rusher or whatever may be coming around the end. So I'm a big I questioned Darnell Wright initially because I thought he was too big, and then I watched and saw other people talk about his tape, and this dude is better than people give him credit for. And I didn't think he would. Mostly, a lot of times I'm like, is this a Chiefs fit? And we need a right tackle. And originally I was like, no, he's more of a run game guy. He's more of like a quick set. Like Mahomes drops too far back, but no, I think this guy could dominate a right tackle for the Chiefs if they were to draft him at the end of the first round. I'd be totally okay with the Chiefs taking him with the last pick of the first round. Why did the Chiefs get the last pick of the first round, Chris?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, maybe did they trade for it? Did they trade for it, or did they? They must have.
Oh, wait, that's weird though. The Steelers are the one with the 32nd overall pick.
Okay.
So we have the last pick in the first round?
No, it's not a first round pick. Wreck. One team doesn't have a first round pick this year, and you know that.
Hopefully Wright isn't as much of a fluker as DJ is, says Rick. Yeah. All right. Well done.
Hi-oh!
So all right, here we go. Next up, we have number 2 on the list, Peter Skoronski, Northwestern offensive tackle / guard, 6'4", 313, 516 on the 40. Zach Martin is the player comp, and let's just say a lot of people are high on Peter. I mean, some team sources across the league have him as an incredible addition to any team, better than a Rashawn Slater, is what some people have comped him to.
No. He comes from Northwestern. He is not better than Rashawn Slater, and I need to shut that up right now.
Some people,
in fact, he's not even going to end up playing the same position as Rashawn Slater.
But that's what people are saying, though.
Who's saying that? Who are these people?
Sources across the NFL that have been scouting. But either way, he is very refined technique when it comes to everything that he puts on the field. He's smooth with his footwork. He's a big barrel-chested build with low-cut body type, short arms. He's very, very good at what he does, and he's been very good at Northwestern. Excellent protector with balance. mirroring skills, everything that you would want to expect. Low center of gravity, balanced base, very, very smooth, efficient kick to gain depth and get position. I mean, there's a lot to like about him. He's going to be going in the first round, by far one of the top players in this draft when it comes to this position. Scotty, you, I think, love this guy a lot.
I love him if you play him at the right position, which is not tackle. He played left tackle at Northwestern. He was great at it. Don't get me wrong, but Chris, he's got T-Rex arms. Okay,
Short arms, yeah.
You know, so ideal arm length. Ideal. This is like bottom of the barrel arm length for a tackle in the NFL is 34 inches. He's at 32 and a quarter. That almost instantly moves you into guard. And that's why I comp him with Zach Martin. Zach Martin is a Hall of Fame all-pro guard for the Cowboys, has been his whole career, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you put this guy at guard, he will dominate for you. He will absolutely dominate for you. If you put him at tackle, I have some concerns. Just because of arm length. He's not crazy athletic. Mentally, he's absolutely perfect. He's aware of blitzes. He's aware of how to move. He gets his footing right. Everything mentally is spot on. I just worry about, the T-Rex arms, Chris. So for me, if I'm drafting him in the first round, which I do think he'll go in the first round, he definitely will go in the first round, I should say. I'm drafting him at guard. I'm getting an all-pro guard right off the jump with this guy. He's great in pass, run game, all those things. If you put him at tackle, you're making a little bit of risk. Why not piece him in at a spot that he can absolutely dominate and be the best potentially in the league at his position, rather than make him like an average to a slightly below average tackle? I wouldn't do that. So I put him in a guard, and if he becomes the next Zach Martin, he should be thrilled, and the team that drafts him should be thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, he fits inside. I think there's a lot of people that think that, well, at least I'm looking at a little bit of,
there's different people. Some think he can play left tackle, and some are like, you got to put him in a guard.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett thinks Peter's arms are perfect size.
Can we combine Peter's arms with Kenny Pickett's hands and just have the ultimate player?
Just the T-Rex.
Just like this whole thing. He's got like the chicken wing arms, T-Rex arms,
with the itty bitty hands.
So great. We need to add.
I hope Pittsburgh drafts him.
Now if Pittsburgh,
he's in that range,
and David,
he'll get drafted before he gets to us.
And
I don't know.
Not unless you trade up. Maybe you trade up. I don't know.
We don't need a guard. We don't need a guard. We got many.
Can you imagine Davis Mills' neck, says Cuban? Yeah, we could. I mean,
Roger.
Don't forget Peyton Manning's forehead.
Peyton Manning's forehead. We could just have the ultimate player. Number 1, we have Paris Johnson. Ohio State tackle, 6'6", 313, 505 on the 40. And we have a player comp to Andrew Thomas. He is the number 1 offensive lineman on our list here. And he is a little bit of everything that you would want. Smooth footwork, elite athleticism, pro-ready frame. He's agile, great length, light feet, has a finisher's attitude, man. He's got what it takes. There's a lot to like about what he can bring immediately on day 1 for any NFL team that ends up drafting Paris Johnson. Scotty, what are your favorite things that you love about Paris Johnson?
He's an athlete, Chris. I think he's the best athlete at the offensive line position in this draft, and I don't think it's particularly close. He also, is he raw? Yeah, like he only started 1 year at Ohio State, similar to how I talked about Jones for Georgia. You're playing behind elite guys, so you don't always get the snaps to prove yourself. But he is such a good athlete. It shows up like their pro day. He was doing athletic things. even with his rawness, like he was very productive at Ohio State at protecting the passer and had some dominant snaps that can just preview what he can be. I'm a upside guy. I think he has the biggest upside along with Broderick Jones of any offensive lineman in this draft. Could he struggle off the jump a little bit for a little while, but by second half of the season, I think he's going to have it figured out. I think he'll be solid that year, and moving forward, year 2, year 3, he's going to be elite. One of the top left tackles in this game. Love Paris Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, he kept CJ Stroud up and protected for a lot of this campaign there. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like there about Paris Johnson. I've seen some mock drafts having him go, at least one that I'm looking at, to the New York Jets. But I mean, he's going to be a first round pick most likely.
He shouldn't want to go to the Jets. Those offensive linemen just get injured.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He should pray he doesn't end up with the Jets.
All right, so there you go. Those are our offensive linemen that we previewed. Let's recap them one more time. John Michael Schmitz at 8, DeJuan Jones 7, Anton Harrison 6, Osiris Torres number 5, Broderick Jones 4, Darnell Wright 3, Peter Skoronsky number 2, and Paris Johnson number 1. So there you go.